Hi, this is Dan from Rocket Tools, and we're always looking for ways to expand the capabilities of a chatbot. And today I want to share with you something we thought was pretty darn cool, and that is using a chatbot to create product descriptions for e-commerce stores. Now, how would that work? Well, we have this app, which we built in Typebot, and I'm going to show you how to do it today. And we keep it on our phones. And all we do is open this app and we use text, the chat with an image feature present within the app. And using the vision technology that's now been allowed at OpenAI and using an API, we connect that to this app, which allows us to take a photo and generate a product description. And it's pretty cool. Let me show you how it works. Let's flip over to my screen. And all we do is click chat with image. So if this were on our phone, we would just open it in the mobile version. And it's going to say we can use OpenAI vision model to chat with you about images. And it's going to have a button here that says click to upload or drag and drop. When we normally use this on our phone, we just take a picture of the image. But here, we're actually going to open a picture. And the picture I'm going to open is right here. And so I'm just going to upload this image. And it was a picture of a bag of one of my favorite products, Hacienda heirloom white corn masa. It's spectacular. If you like to make tortillas at home, it's a great product. Now, I just shot this with my phone and I have it in my computer saved as a file so I could quickly upload it for this demo. But like I said, normally we would just take a picture. And so now you can ask a question about the image. And so usually what we recommend doing when we use the app is, please tell us what is present within the image. And we're going to send that image through the OpenAI Vision API. And we're going to allow OpenAI to analyze the image, and hopefully it will work, and we'll see how it comes out. So the image shows a person's hand holding a bag of Hacienda heirloom white corn masa harina, which appears to be a type of corn flour made to tortillas. The package indicates the corn flour is nixtamalized, gluten-free, weight of 2.2 pounds. The product is from Mexico. It mentions that the content is enough to make 84 tortillas gluten-free. Pretty good. Now, we've built a lot of other connections to our photos for fun. We could write a Facebook post about it. But the one I want to talk about today is write a product description for e-commerce. And so click that button, and using Typebot, we're going to ask a few more details. And the first one is, what is the name of the brand or company selling the product? So this is Hacienda. So we're going to put that in and click send. And it's going to basically take the image and take the content and take the search features, and it's going to generate us an Amazon product description, complete with a headline, a Hacienda heirloom white corn masa harina. I love the breaks. This is very typical of Amazon. Everything that's SEO would probably be necessary right here. It's even got us 4 different additional features, which is really good for Amazon and driving SEO. And it wrote us a product description. Let's just see how it did. Embark on a culinary journey right from your kitchen with Hacienda's heirloom white corn masa harina, a rich and authentic cornerstone of traditional Mexican cuisine. That's pretty good. 84 tortillas, meticulously sourced heirloom corn varieties from rolling fields of Mexico. Pretty good. Pretty good. So the question is, how did we do it? How did this work? So I'm going to show you, and we're going to flip over to another part of the screen. And I'm going to show you exactly how it works. And it looks like it's still writing. Keep in mind, we're using OpenAI, so sometimes it's going to write a little bit slower. So let me show you how we actually did it. So we're going to go to Typebot, and I'm going to show you the chat flow. Okay, so this is the flow that we're talking about. And so basically, we always define our flows with pretty good labels so we can kind of tell what they are. So this is the vision intro. And basically, we're going to create a flow that says, hi, we can use OpenAI Model Vision to chat with you about images. And then we're going to put a first. I'll show you why we did that in a minute. We want to collect, we want them to upload the image, but I want to keep all of this in one flow. You don't have to do that, but this makes it easy. So we're going to go to, we need to upload an image. Now, I'm not going to go do a detailed description of how to use Typebot. I'm just going to show you the key features of how you set this up, because I think it's important. If you want to learn how to use Typebot, there's an incredible amount of resources on YouTube. But for the most part, all you're really going to do is drag and drop elements over. So we drag over the text bubble, and all we did was type in these phrases. Then we're going to collect some information, and the information we're going to collect, we're going to title as image. Okay. So basically this is already pre-built. You just pull over the area here, which is going to say upload a file. And when we upload a file, the file that we're going to upload is an image, and we're going to save it as a variable as image. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to display that image. And this actually is just something else you drag over. It's the image display button. You drag it over, and in that button, you put the variable, and the variable is image. So this is all done within Typebot. All this does is verify that your image has actually been uploaded. And once it's uploaded, it creates a URL, which we can then use to engage with OpenAI. So now can you ask any questions about the image? Now, keep in mind, at this point, we have yet to engage with OpenAI. The chatbot makes it look like we're engaging already, but we really haven't. And now what we're going to do is we're going to collect a normal chat question. We're just going to we're going to ask you to ask some questions. That's where I typed in that response. Please tell me what's present within the image. And once that happens, we're going to use this OpenAI webhook. And the way you do that is you pull up not the OpenAI chat bubble, which you normally do when you're using Typebot, but you actually create a webhook. And again, I'm going to show you how exactly that works here in just a minute. So you bring over the webhook, and as you open the webhook, there's several things that you have to have. The first one is you have to have the API call. Now, where do you get that? Well, here's where you go. You go to the OpenAI website. Okay, so you log into OpenAI and you get the standard OpenAI homepage here. And what you're going to do is you're going to look over here at the capabilities. And what we're trying to do is use Vision. So we can open Vision, and it's going to tell you exactly how this model works. You may also see it called GPT-4V, and pretty powerful model. And what I love about this particular documentation in OpenAI, and I'm going to have to tell you, it's not always been this way, but this one's actually really good. They give you this really pretty amazing example. And the thing you want to do is you want to make sure when you're using it with a webhook that you actually use the curl. So we're going to open it and change it to curl. And this is all the information you really need to know. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to copy this particular completion, this completion URL, which is the call URL. And we're going to go back into Typebot, and we're going to paste that right here. Okay. That's pretty much how easy it is to do. Then we're going to go back and look at the documentation, and you're going to notice that it asks for two different headers. That's what these are right here. The first one is the standard content type application JSON. I'm going to show you how to do that in Typebot. And then the second one is the authorization for my particular OpenAI account. And I'm going to show you how to do that too. It's actually really, really easy. So you can just copy this if you want to, but I'm going to show you, you don't really have to. I would actually not copy either one of these because I think you can just remember them. They're going to be pretty easy, and I'm going to show you what you do. You go back over to Typebot, and you go down to the header section. And in the header section, you're going to add two variables. The first one is going to be content type application JSON. Now you can copy and paste that, or you can just type it in. I'm going to give you a little hint. This is so common in webhook APIs that it's pre-written in ghost text. You pretty much just have to read the ghost text and retype it. And then finally, you have to type in your authorization key. And the way you do that is you just put authorization in the key component here. And then this is the one that tricks up some people. A lot of people just paste their OpenAI key here, but actually you need to write the word bearer because you're sending your API key as a bearer. So you type in this word bearer, and then you paste your particular OpenAI key there. And for the most part, you've created all of the authorization that you need to do. Now you go down to body, and I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to open this up so it's a little bit easier to see. And all you do at this point is go back over to OpenAI, and you copy this section right here. Now, let me just show you how to copy it. I know this sounds crazy, but I'm just going to show you. It'll save you some time. You're going to notice there's a single apostrophe. You want to start after that, and you want to go down and you want to finish before that last one here. And you copy this body text. So all you really need to do, you bring it back over to Typebot and you paste it. Okay. That's all you have to do. Now, when you paste it, it's going to have two sections here that you have to modify. And it's really, really, really easy. And I'm going to show you how to do it on mine. I'm just going to redo it. You're going to notice there's a section for text. That's the text where we entered the question about the message. And then there's something called URL, and that's the image location. So the way that works actually is to just copy, and I'm just going to do this. You're going to delete the text that's already there. So all you do is hit delete, and then you're going to go down to variables. And in that one, you're going to put user messages, and you're going to do the same thing for the spot that's a placeholder for the URL. You're going to copy it, delete it, and you're going to put in that variable for image where you uploaded the file. Okay. Now you're going to have to put in some different variables to test the bot. Now I'm going to tell you a couple things. You may not have a Typebot file upload file, and this is hard for me to understand. I'm going to tell you it doesn't really matter. You just need to put a URL where you have an image hosted here and use that to get the information that you want. And then the user messages, just what is the main subject in the image. And once you do that, when you hit test variables, it gave me a 400 code because it said you uploaded an unsupported image. But I'm going to tell you it doesn't matter because just do what I tell you to do. Down here, you're going to find something called data choices, message content. When you click into this area, save that as the data element and assign it to assistant messages. That's what we do. User messages come from the person interacting with the bot. Assistant messages come from OpenAI. As soon as you've done that, you go back over here to our flow, and we're right here. Now you just display assistant messages. So that's all you do. You just display assistant messages. And when you do that, the response is going to come back from OpenAI, and you're going to get an interaction with the message. So that's where it told us this was Macienda, nixtamalized corn, masa, and it told us the size of the bag and the 84 tortillas. Now, that's great, and you just interacted using Vision, which I still think is pretty spectacular. But we're storytellers, so what do we do with that information? What can we do to make life more efficient and make it easier for us? Well, the way to do that is you can do lots of things with it, and you can see in our particular prompt, we've done a lot of things with it. We've created an opportunity to upload a new image. And so the way you build this section is really pretty simple. You just bring in the buttons flow over here. So you just drag over buttons, and then you type in the questions that you would want to have on the buttons within Typebot. So the first one would be ask another question. The second would be upload a new image. We actually wanted to write a blog, write an Instagram post, and finally write an e-commerce solution, which is what I'm going to show you today. So the way this works is that if we write another question, we don't have it linked to anything. Okay. So that means it's just going to keep following on down. Here, if we want to upload another image, we upload another image, and then we drag this connector back up to this section up here where we want to collect another image. Okay. And that's going to create a loop, which means it allows us to upload another image. If we don't like the one that we had, we don't like the answers that we had, we can kind of keep going within this loop. All you do is drag it up to here to the collect vision one more time. Okay. All you do, it creates a loop. Really, really simple to do in Typebot. Again, write a blog. We're not going to connect it to anything yet. I'll show you why. We're not going to connect any of these. But what we're going to do is we're going to save the output. Okay. We're going to save the output of this question right here. Okay. We're going to save that output as, and I'm going to try to open it up as user messages. Okay. So basically we're going to reset what comes in this section as user messages. Okay. And why is that important? Well, when they click that button, okay, when they click a particular button, it's going to create a variable that we're going to assign to that particular text. So for instance, if they click ask another question, we're going to use this variable function, which is right here. And it's actually not variable, it's condition. I'm sorry about that. The condition function. And what that's going to do is it's going to say, if this condition exists, then do this. Okay. It's actually pretty simple. So let me kind of go this one more time because it's a little bit confusing and it was confusing for me too. We're going to, the first button that we're going to put out says ask another question, but it doesn't go anywhere. But somebody clicks it, right? And if they click it, anything that's in this section, it's going to assign as a user message. Okay. It's going to assign as a user message. If that user message says ask another question, which is the button here, or if it says write a blog, which is the button here, or write an Instagram or Facebook post, which is the button here, or finally write a product description for e-commerce. Okay. What's going to happen is in this condition section, we're going to ask the question, if the user message equals this, let me open this one up. If the user message equals write a product description right here, then this is going to drive a link to a jump that takes us to another bot flow that helps us write e-commerce descriptions. So if, just to be complete, if somebody says write a blog, it's going to go jump to blog intro. If somebody says they're going to write an Instagram post, it's going to write to an Instagram post. And finally, if they're going to write a product description, it's going to go. Okay. So all of these are going to be connected through jumps. So here's the flow that we built for the e-commerce product. We actually are from the vision area, we're jumping into this block here, but I'm going to show you the whole thing because if you just wanted to build a simple Typebot, you would need this other information too. So in a typical Typebot, you would go, hi, we can help you write a product description. Please enter the details about your product, include the name, key features, advantages. So we would collect this user information, this user message. But keep in mind that we already have this information that we captured from the image, which is really cool. So we don't really need to get this information anymore because we're going to use what we returned for an OpenAI from taking our picture and sending it through GPT-4V or Vision. So we're going to jump to this box and we're going to ask it to confirm a few details. What is the name of the brand or product selling the product? Now we added this because many times when you take an image of a product, often the name of the company is written kind of in a logo and it's sometimes hard to see. So we wanted to make sure we were really clear with OpenAI that this was the name of the brand that we're working for. So we collect a name called company name and we just collect this information. We assign it the variable company name. Then we go over to what we call e-commerce completion. This is just a simple use of Typebot's incredibly useful OpenAI webhook. Already pre-built. It couldn't be easier to use, but let me kind of show you how this works. We would drag this over and in it, we would actually connect it to our provider. And that's already, basically all this stuff is already put in there. So you don't really have to do anything. But you do have to connect it to your OpenAI account. So mine's already set up. So when I click it, I can pick my account. That's already done. So you need to make sure that that's set up within Typebot. You can pick your model. We've really been in love with this GPT-4 1106 preview model. It's fast. It's relatively inexpensive, and it gives significant content back. So we don't end up with really short answers. And when we're trying to build SEO product optimization within Amazon, we need the details. So we'll really like that. And then finally, the message section, we decided to do this as a system prompt rather than having a chat. So we wrote a system prompt. And again, let me go up here and open this up so you can actually see it a little bit easier. And let me kind of show you the prompt. And I'll put the prompt in the description of the video so you can use it. But again, no pride in ownership here. You can probably come up with one that's better. But this is the way it works. It says create a compelling SEO optimized product description for an e-commerce platform like Amazon. The product brand is company name. So we're giving it more context. And its key details are user message and assistant messages if supplied. So why did we do that? Well, When we're bringing this chatbot in natively, meaning that we're just going to have it as a product describer so people can just type in their information, it's going to be a user message. If it's coming from our previous outflow, it's actually going to be the assistant message. So we wanted to just combine both those in one without creating a lot of extra variable change, right? You're going to craft a headline incorporating the product name and its standout features using the pipe symbol to separate each feature, very typical on Amazon. Then list 4 additional features that highlight the reasons to purchase the product. You follow with a paragraph form description that vividly details the product, its benefits, and its unique qualities. The description should entice potential customers, emphasizing the product's premium nature and alignment with their needs. Here's what else we built in the prompt. Examples. We don't want it to use the word feature, but we do want it to say things like the headline with these product name, followed by the features, right? And then we want to give it additional features, okay? You might even argue there should be 5 of these. I think Amazon actually allows 5. And then we want to write a compelling introduction to the description, explain how the product stands out in the category, what makes it a must-have, how it caters to customer preference, detail the artisanal approach if applicable, and then care taken in selecting the ingredients and materials, and with a call to action that encourages purchase, reiterating the product's use. Okay, really, really, really simple. We're going to leave the temperature settings alone, and in the save answer, guess what? We're just going to save it as assistant messages. Because we're going back into the flow. And when you do that, all you need to do is set a text button again, which is this one right here. Just drag it over and put in the variable assistant messages. At that point, you have created the bot, which we demonstrated, where you can take a picture, you can upload it using ChatGPT 4V or Vision. You can analyze the picture, you can capture the basic information, and then because of the amazing features in Typebot, you can interconnect that to anything you want. And I showed you a few examples. We could write a blog post about it. You could write a social media post about it. Or in this case, you can create an e-commerce SEO optimized product description. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. We love working with Typebot and OpenAI and trying to find new use cases to be able to do storytelling. That's what we do at Rocket Tools. We're storytellers. And the more that we can leverage this technology to tell better stories, then we get excited about that. So if you like these videos, please leave us comments in the description and we'll try to come up with solutions to help with your storytelling journey. And as always, like and subscribe to our videos because it gives us feedback that we're doing something that's useful for people. And again, thanks for joining us. Until next time, we'll have more content about how to tell stories.